Five, four, three, two, one, and glow. What's up, glowers? I know it has been a minute since you have seen me in this format, and I have been getting a couple of requests. People are saying we like you doing the lives, but I'm always missing them. But I want to still see, get some videos. So let's get into it. Today we're talking about a very tough topic. Tough because I am a mother. I'm a mother of a daughter and a son. And so, or as I like to call them, a diamond and a son. And so with being a mother of both, I'm sure all my parents can agree, the raising them, there are just certain different dynamics that you have to address when you're raising a daughter and a son. Girls and boys just kind of, they grasp different things, in different ways, and it can be complicated, and there are definitely some nuances. But you all, I was beyond floored with this Boosie ridiculous notion, and the fact that he was so arrogant to make this public. And the reason why I'm also doing this video is because you probably got a notification that I was going live earlier today, and no, that wasn't I didn't put that up so that I could go live. I put that up so that everyone would get a notice with calling the Louisiana Child Protective Services, because a lot of times, y'all know how we do, we get on here and we're so outraged, we talk, but we don't do anything. And so I left that post up. It is still up. It's going to remain up until this gentleman, Torrance Hatch Jr., is reported and he is brought before law. Because y'all, this is just, it's beyond the fact that he would feel so comfortable with even broadcasting this. Because it's one thing, y'all, on the real, it's one thing, because there are plenty of men that facilitate raising boys this way. There was even rumors that Kennedys did this. The Kennedys would take their sons for their 14th, 15th birthday and take them to the black side of town and get them, what did Boosie say, checked out? Let's be real. Also, this didn't start with Kennedy. This goes back to slave days. You all, I read a book, an incredibly good book. It's called The Wedding Gift. I suggest you read it if you haven't. I will include the link in the description for this video so you can you can find out more information about it. But basically, it talked very extensivent about if children were not the children of slave owners, they were sent off to these kind of like camps, and the slave owners' kids, like their natural kids, from their white mistresses, would rally up their friends, and it would be boys about the age of 16, 17, and they would go to these like camps that were, and it would just be filled with girls, with black slave girls, and a lot of the slave master's children would be organizing this. So they would be, so this, like I said, you all, and I'm also going to again drop the link for Goodbye Uncle Tom, so you all can see that. It was a mockumentary, but it was definitely very well researched and definitely heavily laden with facts about what goes on in regards to, or what went on in regards to slavery being about human trafficking, more than it even was so about just the cheap labor. Listen, every part of black people that could be worked was worked. Okay, so I'm just going to come right on back to it. So it's not like, Boosie is pulling something that's new. It's the fact that he felt so comfortable to share it. He felt so comfortable to share it because he feels as though he's justified in this. And to think that this man is not only been doing this to his own children, but he's also been doing this, summoning up nephews to participate. So I wanted to go back to you guys with and I'm smiling a little bit as I think about it, as I recount it, but it really wasn't a joke. But y'all, when I was 13, I was in lust with Scottie Pippen. I was really like, you know what? My my whole family knew of my love for Scottie Pippen and the Bulls, and when people would say, oh, why aren't you, interested in Michael Jordan? And I'd be like, oh, no, Michael Jordan is like, I admire him. I admire him like I admire like a father, but Scottie Pippen is like, he was like the hot one. He was like, he was like, nah, he's I don't feel like I'm related to him. I feel like, he's forward, he's not. And I felt like he wasn't, I didn't know whether he was married or not, but I just felt like he didn't have a lot to lose. And I remember finding out later that he had been married and he had twins also, which is interesting because Michael Jordan eventually had twins also. But at any rate, yeah, I found out stuff later on, but at 13 years old, I didn't know any of this. I knew Michael Jordan was married. I knew of Juanita. I knew of his kids, but I didn't know any of this about Scottie Pippen. And so, I was always very, very vocal about me being interested in him. And so I remember like having this conversation with my dad. He was like dropping me off at school. It was literally after the whole Aaliyah and R. Kelly situation broke. And I was in, I think I was in 8th grade, and he was dropping me off to school, and I was like, this is going to be a thing. So I really like Scottie Pippen, and this is going to be a thing. Older people are marrying, young girls. And my dad, like, we had pulled up to the school, so it wasn't like he cut the car off in the middle of traffic, but he cut that car off, and he looked at me, he was like, Courtney, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like, and he said it with so much, like, earnest, like, really, like, chick, let's get you checked out. Because no grown man with his full marbles is going to be sitting around talking about marrying and being with a 13-year-old. And y'all, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you're going to sit around and justify how you had to get them boys checked out, could you imagine if my father would have been like, you know what, well, I would rather this, and Scottie Pippen, he has a lot of money, and, let's get ready for when, he comes down here to play the Orlando Magic. I'm gonna, we gonna fix Courtney up, and we gonna take her over there, and I'm gonna, politic with him for a minute, and we gonna get her checked out. We gonna get her checked out. I said, I responded to a Facebook post earlier, and I said, if this would have even crossed his mind, my dad would have been so far into the jail, and guess what? My mom would have killed him when he got out. We cannot afford to play these type of incredibly disparaging games with our youth. Because then we wonder why on the flip side we don't get the support for our young girls when they talk about being assaulted, when they talk about their livelihoods being violated. And then they love to call out, say, oh, well, these girls were fast, instead of checking the adults in the situation. Y'all, I'm serious on this. I am so serious on this, and I definitely call that number. Call that number. That live post is still up. It is still active. It's going to be active. Call that number and report him. Because it's so easy for us to sit around and talk about this stuff online, but when it comes to actually putting our foot on the neck and doing something about it, oh, that's that man's child. That's that man's child. That's that man's child until it's your child that those boys that he's getting checked out are affecting. Because no doubt, this is not just going to be something that's limited to their understanding or the appreciation of women because of this situation, and they're going to leave it just to that situation. No, they're going to be looking at all girls, women, ladies with these through this lens. The moral code that is lacking in our communities has got to be strengthened. And you need to make a decision that it's going to start with you. Until next time, y'all know what to do. I am going live on this upcoming Tuesday. We are doing a special live. We are doing the epic glow up when Malcolm Little went from Malcolm Little to Malcolm X to the Honorable Malik Shabazz. So we are going to be saying our happy birthdays, and we are going to be talking about the man that became the legend and the impact of that epic glow up. Because if that ain't a glow up, I don't know what is. So until next time, y'all know what to do. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Y'all know that on this channel, we are about the accountability. This is not just something that you watch for fun and you go about your business. We're about being accountable, because that is the ultimate path to glowing up. And we're about actually accepting the challenge to do so. Call that number, report Boosie, and let's keep it glowing.